Well, Sydney Sweeney is facing woke backlash as the face of American Eagle jeans.
Did Sydney Sweeney just star in an ad packed with Nazi propaganda to sell jeans? That's the insane accusation at the center of a full-blown cultural firestorm over her new American Eagle campaign. What the company probably thought was a cheeky little pun has exploded into an all-out war, with accusations of everything from fascism to racism flying across the internet. My case was just at the same time, others are calling it a heroic stand against woke advertising. This is the wild story of how a pair of jeans ripped a hole straight through our culture. So what's really going on? Let's break it down. First, you gotta see the campaign to get why everyone is losing their minds. American Eagle, a mall staple since forever, dropped a huge new campaign with Sydney Sweeney, who is arguably one of the biggest stars in Hollywood right now. The whole thing is built around one simple, punny tagline. Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. Easy enough, right? In one ad, she even grabs a can of red paint, crosses out the word jeans on a billboard, and scrawls jeans over it just to make sure you get the joke. The ad shows Sweeney, the star of Euphoria and The White Lotus, doing classic all-American things like fixing up a car and just looking cool in denim. American Eagle's marketing head Craig Brommers basically said they hired her for her magnetism and wanted the ads to push buttons and have fun, and maybe be a little more sensual. Well, the fun ended the second the ads went live. That little pun, great jeans versus great jeans, didn't land as a joke for a ton of people online. They saw something way darker. Suddenly, TikTok and X were flooded with viral posts calling the campaign genuinely scary and fascist, and demanding it be pulled. The outrage wasn't just about the pun, it was about the pun combined with the person saying it. So how on earth did a denim pun get linked to Nazism? Here's the argument critics are making. The phrase great jeans comes with some seriously dark historical baggage. For decades, it's been a dog whistle for eugenics, a twisted ideology all about improving the genetic quality of the human race, which historically meant promoting traits associated with being white, thin, and conventionally beautiful. And yes, it was a cornerstone of Nazi propaganda. The critics say when you put a blonde-haired, blue-eyed actress like Sydney Sweeney front and center in a campaign celebrating her great jeans, you are, whether you mean to or not, tapping into that ugly history. One viral TikTok laid it out plain and simple. A blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good jeans. Like that is Nazi propaganda. The argument is that at a time when we're all talking about race and representation, an ad that seems to glorify a narrow, almost Aryan-looking standard of beauty is, at best, incredibly tone-deaf and, at worst, a deliberate nod to extremists. And the criticism didn't stop there. Some people pointed out that Sweeney appears with her dog in the campaign, which they identified as a German Shepherd, as another piece of unsettling imagery. One user slammed them, saying, "Blonde hair, blue eyes, holding a German Shepherd? What were you all thinking?" Even the brand's name, American Eagle, got dragged into it, with some claiming it just added to the nationalist vibe. On top of all that, people called the ads sexist, saying they were clearly shot to appeal to men, not the women who actually buy the jeans. The focus on Sweeney's body, from what some called compromising angles, just seemed to reinforce old stereotypes, right alongside the jeans pun reinforcing outdated racial ideals. Of course, for every person calling the ad fascist, there's someone else screaming that it's a harmless pun. The main defense is simple: it's a dad joke meant to sell pants, period. From this side of the aisle, connecting a play on words to Nazi Germany is, as one outlet put it, obscene and offensive. Supporters claim that seeing evil intent in a denim ad is just proof that woke culture is always looking for a reason to be outraged. This whole mess instantly became another battle in the culture war over advertising. Oh. Tons of conservative commentators and social media users actually cheered for the campaign. They saw it as a bold rejection of woke ads that care more about social messaging than just selling a product. They loved that it was just a traditional hot celebrity sell stuff ad, free of any politically correct agenda. To them, the backlash is just the lunatic left going off the rails again. And here's the kicker: you think this much heat would be bad for business, but it looks like the opposite happened. After the campaign dropped and the internet exploded, American Eagle's stock price shot up. One day-long rally saw the share price jump by over 17%. While some of this might be due to meme stock chaos, there's no denying the scandal created a tidal wave of free publicity. American Eagle execs seemed thrilled, calling Sweeney the perfect fit and the biggest get in our history. Whether they planned the outrage or not, it seems to be padding their pockets, at least for now. So before we get into the bigger picture here, I want to know what you think. Drop a comment below and tell me, was this a massive screw up by a clueless brand, or is the internet having a completely unhinged meltdown over a joke? And while you're there, if you're liking this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming. As nuts as this whole thing is, it's not exactly new. Big brands have a long and glorious history of stepping on cultural landmines. Remember the 2017 Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad? She solved the protest by handing a cop a Pepsi, and the world collectively cringed. It got slammed for making light of serious social justice movements like Black Lives Matter. Well, Pepsi had to yank the ad and apologize, but everyone remembers the blunder. Just like that Pepsi ad, the American Eagle campaign is getting torched for taking a hugely sensitive topic, eugenics and racial purity, and slapping it on a product to sell. It points to a major blind spot in the ad world. As many critics pointed out, a campaign like this probably happens when there aren't enough diverse voices in the marketing department. One commenter said it best. This is what happens when you have no people of color in a room. The people in the room missed what was so blatantly obvious to anyone not white. And get this, there's a charity angle to this campaign that has been completely buried under all the drama. A portion of sales from the special Sydney jean is supposed to go to the Crisis Text Line, a mental health nonprofit. Shut the jeans even have a butterfly on them to raise awareness for domestic violence. But that positive message is totally lost. In fact, some domestic violence survivors have called the hypersexual imagery in the ads tone deaf, and a perfect example of performative activism, arguing the whole thing undermines the very cause it's supposed to be helping. So where does that leave us? On one side, you have the accusation that American Eagle either carelessly or deliberately used a message soaked in racist eugenicist history. Critics see a terrifying echo of propaganda that has done unimaginable damage, and they see a brand and a star who are either clueless about that history or just don't care. On the other side, you have the defense. It's a simple pun about jeans, and the insane backlash is just a symptom of a hypersensitive culture that manufactures outrage out of thin air. This side sees a fun, maybe even refreshing ad in a world of boring woke marketing. As of right now, neither Sydney Sweeney nor American Eagle has said a word about the Nazi propaganda allegations, though the company did put out a press release about its charity goals. Their silence is leaving everyone else to fight it out. So what's your final call? Was this a colossal marketing mistake from a team that was totally out of touch? Or was it a calculated move to go viral by kicking the culture war hornet's nest? Let me know your final verdict in the comments.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they—
If you want more deep dives into the trending topics that have everyone talking, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.